Hello everyone, and welcome to Crash Course of Zoology. Instead of doing a normally formatted video today, I would actually like to talk about my project, The Wood Ape. For those of you who've been for the channel, or with the channel I should say, for a while, you remember that at near the end of 2018, I uploaded this teaser trailer for a documentary on New England Sasquatch sightings called The Wood Ape. Now, The Wood Ape obviously has been in development for, around a year and a half now. At least in active development for around a year and a half now. And it's taking a while to get things going because I've only, I should say the format of the Wood Ape is, of course, it chronicles the information behind New England, particularly New England Sasquatch sightings in the United States, and investigates those types of areas. Now, when I say investigates, I mean that there's actually trips that I go on in this documentary, expeditions you could call them, to these areas. And it's been hard to get out to some areas recently. I've been able to get to 2 of them so far, and I have 5 in total planned. I'm hoping to go to at least 2 this year, and really, I could probably manage going to the other 3 this year as well. Now, that's where it is right now, and I also want to talk about why exactly I'm making the Wood Ape. It's funny because on this actually very same sofa, in a different building but the same sofa, I have a section at the beginning of the Wood Ape that is just me 3 years ago talking about the documentary and why I made it. And, I think I like that a lot because it the Wood Ape is, in many respects, a love letter to my childhood. I grew up in a really small town in southern New Hampshire. Less than 1,000 people lived there. And that's where a lot of my interest for this subject really sprouted from. And I actually it's been in active development for about a year and a half, the Wood Ape. But really it's been in development for over 10 years at this point because I started filming what was going to be a Bigfoot documentary when I was really, really young. We're talking early elementary school young. With my friends of mine, I'm actually using the same camera that I was using for that. So it's an old camera. It's been with me for a very long time. And, it was untitled for a very long time, but we ended up trying to call it Tracking Bigfoot. And it was called Tracking Bigfoot for a really long time. And then, people grow up, people move out of the town and stuff like that, and it didn't exactly go as planned. And I finally got the resources to be able to go to some places, and I realized that I wanted to go to these places. And I wanted to pick back up the documentary so I could go to these places, like places in southern New Hampshire and northern New Hampshire. A place in Maine, particularly, that was really quite interesting that we have a very interesting follow-up to in the documentary. So, it is a documentary that chronicles New England Sasquatch information. It's got interviews with people who have had sightings, people who have information on it, people who have very extensive information on the history of Sasquatch sightings, and particularly the New Hampshire region, but also, the wider scope of New England. And at the same time, it's also very much something that's very personal to me. The Wood Ape means a lot to me, means a lot to me. Like I said, it is utterly beyond everything else that it is, really, I would say, is a love letter to my childhood. And so it's going to take a while. I want to wrap all that up. That love letter to my childhood is going to take a while to produce. I'm hoping to have it out by the end of this year. I already have sections 1 and 2. It's split up into 5 chapters, roughly. Chapters 1 and 2 are finished. And they go together in that sequential order. So hopefully I'll be able to get up into northern New Hampshire, Vermont, and Massachusetts soon enough. Massachusetts should be easy. Vermont might be a little bit hard to get into. But yeah, that's where the Wood Ape is currently. I wanted to make this video so that people who are following the project don't think it's just been giving up on. It hasn't. It's just taking a little longer than I initially thought it would. It is very much still underway. There is no, brakes on the train that the Wood Ape is on. Even if it takes a while, this is still coming. I actually just got some ideas for what kind of trailer I'd want to produce when I finally get enough footage for that. Really, I have enough footage right now, but I'd like to wait until I have footage from every section that I'd like to go to. I can exclude that second New Hampshire section because I've already been to New Hampshire, but I would like to include it. So I'm thinking expect, at the very best, a trailer maybe by November or October this year, probably November. Until then, there is some material that I'd like to show you guys. There is this poster that I have put together. It's more like a potential, DVD cover or whatever. It's promotional art for the Wood Ape is what it is, really. And for any information on updates, I do belong to a cryptozoology group called the Association of Cryptozoological Fieldwork and Analysis. I'm the co-founder of it. And if you'd like to look us up on Facebook, we have updates for all of our projects there pretty constantly. And it's a very active group. We're starting to do some weekly examinations of certain cryptid cases. I think people who are very interested in the scientific side of cryptozoology will very much enjoy being part of this group. So that's where the Wood Ape is right now. It is still coming. It is not stopping to any point. It's just a little bit slow to get things started once things have kind of steeped off for a little while. That's all. So I hope you guys are fully informed now. If you have any questions, please leave comments below so that I can answer them. And that being said, until next time.